Good Wednesday evening, August 28th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. It was a busy weekend for backcountry rescue teams as multiple hikers suffered injury in the Enchantments and other remote destinations. The Chelan-Douglas Health District announced today that a second bat has tested positive for rabies in Chelan County. Our temperatures get back to normal tomorrow with unseasonably hot weather expected this Labor Day weekend. Your full local forecast is coming up. Wenatchee Valley College workers walked an informational picket line today outside the administration building seeking a better cost of living increase under their next contract. 98 Wenatchee Valley College staff are among the thousands of state classified workers who must come to an agreement by October 1st with Washington's Office of Financial Management. The college is not directly involved in those negotiations. Wendy Glenn is a data engineer at Wenatchee Valley College and a member of the union's bargaining committee. She said in recent years, staff members have had to quit, take second jobs, or go on public assistance to make ends meet.
Every 2 years we bargain, try to get a cost of living. And for the last 25 years, it's been averaging a 1.67% cost of living. And cost of living has gone up 2.6% for the last 25 years. So we've just been getting further and further behind. They're offering us 2% this year and 0% the next year. And we've seen how housing prices have doubled, grocery prices have almost doubled, and housing prices have skyrocketed. And there's classified staff members across the state that have second jobs. And the state just isn't keeping up with the cost of living for us. There are custodians, there are financial aid assistants, there are admin assistants, there are office assistants, facilities, the grounds maintenance, just everybody who supports the college. We're the staff.
It was a busy weekend for backcountry rescue teams as multiple hikers suffered injuries in the Enchantments and other remote destinations. Chelan County Mountain Rescue says the first patient suffered a fall early Saturday at Lake Kolchuk, and the all-volunteer team was able to reach that site about 5 a.m. When a helicopter was delayed by stormy weather, that patient was carried out toward the trailhead with help from the Chelan County Sheriff's Office and search and rescue until the airlift arrived. 2 hikers suffered broken ankles on Sunday, one at Lake Kolchuk and another at Early Winter's Spire on the Chelan-Okanogan County border. Both were stabilized by search and rescue teams and then taken to the hospital by helicopter. New sensors in the bathrooms of Wenatchee High School and the 3 Wenatchee middle schools can detect smoke, vaping, and signs of physical altercations. Wenatchee School District Safety and Security Director Tom Cooey said the new sensors can differentiate between smoking and marijuana by detecting THC, and the sensors use sound, pressure, and time to detect things like gunshots or aggressive behaviors. The sensors were purchased with money won from a lawsuit the district joined against e-cigarette company Juul, which will total $140,000 paid over several years. Cooey, who represented information to the Wenatchee School Board on Tuesday, said the sensors do not keep any information, but instead send notifications with the date, time, and location when a sensor is tripped. When school officials suspect a student of using or possessing an e-cigarette device on school grounds, they can use metal detecting wands to screen the student's backpack. Chelan glass recycling nonprofit 911 Glass Rescue says it's, quote, fully committed to bringing glass recycling back to the area. For the last 3 years, the volunteer-run nonprofit worked out of the City of Chelan Recycle Center, which was destroyed in a fire on July 24th. During the fire, the Glass Rescue's pulverizer, which is used for glass repurposing, was damaged. Board President Julie McCoy said the nonprofit is working with the pulverizer manufacturer to see if any parts can be salvaged, though most of the system is damaged beyond repair. McCoy said there is more unknown than known about when glass recycling operations can resume, but said people can follow updates on the 911 Glass Rescue website. When we come back, the Chelan-Douglas Health District announced today that a second bat has tested positive for rabies in Chelan County. Local authorities are partnering with the state in the long-running search for a missing OMAC teenager. The city of Leavenworth is hosting a ribbon-cutting ceremony this Friday to celebrate the grand opening of the newly renovated playground at the former Osborne Elementary School. And the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife is seeking public feedback on a proposed change for the yellow perch fishing rule at Fish Lake in Leavenworth. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Public notice! Never before RV public auction. 5 days only, August 22nd to the 26th. Come down and place your bid with no bid refused. There's hundreds of new and used RVs to be auctioned like Flagstaff, Starcraft, Forest River, Chaco, and Salem. Amazing financing, 0 down, and no payments until 2025. There's food and refreshments, and you could be an instant winner of a 2024 trailer or $30,000 in cash. So don't miss the one-time only bid and buy auction sale. 5 days only, August 22nd through the 26th.
Lifeline Ambulance has partnered with Wenatchee Valley Tech to provide EMT certification training within the high school. This opens up career opportunities in EMS, fire, and other medical fields, and gives these students a leg up when entering the workforce.
Students at Wenatchee Valley Tech, through our partnership with Lifeline Ambulance, can now earn their National Registry EMT certification.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
The Chelan-Douglas Health District announced today that a second bat has tested positive for rabies in Chelan County. The first bat tested positive August 21st after contact with a pet. However, the latest rabid bat to be discovered was involved in a suspected bare skin contact with humans. All of the individuals who were exposed are receiving treatment. The health district is urging people to avoid direct contact with bats and secure your home against them. If bitten or scratched by a bat, clean the wound thoroughly and seek medical attention as soon as possible. Local authorities are partnering with the state in the long-running search for a missing OMAC teenager. Esmeralda Kit Mora has been missing since spring of 2022 and would now be 19 years old. The OMAC Police Department now says it's continuing the search in partnership with the Murdered and Missing Indigenous Women's and Peoples Cold Case Unit, a division of the Washington Attorney General's office. On Monday, the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab searched the former apartment of a relative of Mora's. Police say that search displaced the family that was currently living there, and they've been relocated. Any material collected will be analyzed by the crime lab. Mora is non-binary, about 5 foot 2 inches tall, with black or dark brown hair. Anyone with information about the case is asked to call the OMAC Police Department. The city of Leavenworth is hosting a ribbon-cutting ceremony this Friday to celebrate the grand opening of the newly renovated playground at the former Osborne Elementary School. Construction of the playground cost roughly $957,000 and was funded by an American Rescue Plan grant. The renovation process included installation of new playground equipment and pour-in-place rubber surfacing. The project was led by a neighborhood playground committee and enriched through feedback from public surveys. Local residents are invited to attend the ribbon-cutting ceremony at the playground this Friday at 9 a.m. to meet the volunteers and city staff who brought the project to completion. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife is seeking public feedback on a proposed change for the yellow perch fishing rule at Fish Lake in Leavenworth. The proposal would erase the current daily fishing limit of 25 yellow perch. The state is proposing this change in hopes of increasing angler opportunities for harvesting more yellow perch, which could improve the average size of fish in the lake. A virtual public meeting will be held September 10th to discuss the proposal, and online comments will be accepted until then. Individuals must register on the state's website if they'd like to attend the virtual meeting. Coming up next, no traffic tickets were issued by Wenatchee police officer Rheid Cline this morning during his patrol of the school zones around Wenatchee. We'll take you on a ride-along in tonight's feature story. Warm and wet weather is expected through the rest of the month and into September. I'll have all the details coming up, plus your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
Culinary Apple is North Central Washington's premier kitchen store with everything you need to elevate your own culinary experience.
For the most unique wine tasting experience in the Chelan Valley, visit One Wines. Popular for being the smallest and most intimate facility in the valley, it features one red, one white, and one rosé. Complex wines, simple elegance.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
Are you tired of getting less for your money? At Abby's, our founders placed over 100 slices of pepperoni on a giant pizza, and 60 years later, they haven't changed a thing. Order real value at abbys.com. Right now, fresh and juicy tomatoes are in season. That's why Abby's is celebrating summer with a special pizza covered edge to edge with beef and Canadian bacon. And if you want it covered with fresh tomatoes, they'll do that too. Enjoy Abby's August special pizza at a very special price.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Continental Surf Cup at Lakeside Surf. Oh my gosh.
Springwater Insurance Group is an independent insurance agency focusing on teaching those of you on Medicare or soon to be joining Medicare plans. Now, we don't work for any insurance companies, we work for you. It's nice that insurance plans you eventually join pay us for teaching you your plan choices. That means our services are free to you. We have 5 offices throughout North Central Washington providing customer service Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 509-888-2600.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. No traffic tickets were issued by Wenatchee police officer Rheid Cline this morning during his patrol of the school zones around Wenatchee. Cline is part of the Wenatchee Police Department traffic unit that is partnered with the Wenatchee School District to conduct emphasis patrols at the start of the school year. The Columbia Elementary student population headed to class for the first time at Washington and Lincoln Elementary Schools, which was a major focus point of the collaboration between the district, the city of Wenatchee, and the police department. In tonight's feature story, Cline took NCWLIFE News on a ride-along this morning and explained the goals of the extra patrols.
This morning, our focus is the school zones, definitely school zone safety. So what I want to do this morning, being that it's the first day back, is just drive through our school zones and see where kids are crossing, how they're getting to school, how they're walking, and just make sure that they're doing it safely. The best possible way to mitigate the the fallout of losing Columbia and losing all those walking routes. We had to figure out how we were going to channel all those students up to the 2 different schools, and not only how are we going to get them there, but how are we going to do it safely. And we took the responsibility of saying it's up to us to give the parents and the students the safest route possible. So with the help of the school district and the city alike, we were able to come up with these routes, and adding bus routes and just kind of tabletopping and brainstorming some ideas, which ultimately we came up with. Washington is going to be the biggest arterial to get students up to Washington Elementary, and through that we came up with the plan of having parents and guides stand on those zones and encourage kids. This is the route you need to go. Take the sidewalks, cross at the crosswalks, and just be safe. And the same over at Lincoln as well. Met how here on Ferry was a big concern of ours, because that Ferry Street is another major arterial like Orondo, where there's a lot of cars coming and going from it. If you're on the south end and you want to go east-west, Ferry Street is the route that you're going to take. And one major concern we had was with losing Columbia, those kids were going to have to be funneled onto Met-How to cross Ferry to get 3 blocks down to Lincoln. And that was a big talk we had with the city, and trying to engineer the safest way possible to get students up to Lincoln. The ultimate goal is the students, educating them and letting them know where the safe routes are, but also the general public who are using this just to commute. I would say probably 50% of these vehicles passing us are just commuting to work, not necessarily commuting to get kids to school. And so they also have to be up to speed on the changes that we've made too, because yesterday this intersection wasn't a problem, but today it's absolutely a problem. And we have to be the ones to remind the public and the parents and students that we need to be safe in this intersection. And so our work is going to be never ending. But what we did and what we had success with at the start of the year is going to be our motto for the start of this school year too. Is be out here, be visible, and just try and make a difference early, and not necessarily be heavy-handed and write every ticket we see and every infraction. And I don't think that's the right approach to this. I think what's more important is being visible, especially on the first day of school, having all the parents see that the officers are here, we're working the school zones, we're taking it seriously. And I think that, in conjunction with the enforcement, is going to make sure that this year goes even better than last year.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic midweek Wednesday. What a beautiful day out there outside our weather window from this afternoon. It's our Billy Goat Sky-Fi Tower camera up in Okanagan County. Here is Pateros, Brewster up a little farther in your screen, but notice all of the blue skies out there. We all enjoyed that with very mild temperatures today. But as we move along into the end of our week and up the upcoming weekend, things will warm up. As you can see, our 6-day temperature outlook, and that goes to September 2nd to September 6th, and we are almost flirting with that above normal temperature category. It's going to be plenty of warm over the next week to 10 days, and as far as precipitation goes, we're going to be a little bit above normal, so expect warm and wet weather as we end August and begin September into our first week next week. So a little bit of everything coming up as you'd expect. What else would you expect for our weather here in North Central Washington? I mentioned beautiful day today. Unofficially, our high 78 degrees. That is 5 degrees below 83, which is normal, but still awfully nice out there. Our record high set in 1972, 99 degrees. It was chilly this morning though. 50 degrees our overnight low. 58 is where we should be, and we weren't very far off from that record 45 that was set in 2010. Sunrise this morning was 6:15 and sets tonight at 7:47. Getting you into those Thursday temperatures now, and this will begin our warm-up back to normal as we get into Thursday. 85s for the Columbia Basin, Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. 84 for Wenatchee, Eniat, and Chelan. Omak a little bit warmer at 86 degrees. 80 in Lake Wenatchee. Lower 80s for both Leavenworth and for Cashmere. Should be a beautiful Thursday on tap for us tomorrow. All right, tonight we do expect clear skies out there. High pressure all over our map, especially the one out in the Pacific. That's controlling our weather right now. We'll be a little bit cool once again tonight. Overnight lows in the low to mid 50s, so a little warmer than we were this morning. And then for Thursday, look at these clear skies over the western United States under a big dome of high pressure. We're going to warm up into the mid 80s for Thursday afternoon temperatures. And by Friday, Al Roker on the Today Show likes to call it a heat dome, and we are going to see that begin here in the west on Friday. A big dome of high pressure, high temperatures around 90 in the afternoon on Friday. And then as we get into our upcoming Labor Day weekend, it should be beautiful. Sunny skies and hot on Saturday. We're talking high temperatures in the mid 90s for Saturday. It's going to be hot all over central and into eastern Washington. Even western Washington will be flirting with 80 degrees on Saturday. On Sunday, I think this will be our warmest day, even though we'll see some more high clouds move in on Sunday. Unseasonably hot. We're talking mid to upper 90s. We're going to be about 95 to 100 degrees on Sunday. And then for our Labor Day, this little area of low pressure will drag some clouds into western Washington. And by the evening hours, we could see some scattered showers here in our area on Labor Day. A slight chance for some rain. It's still going to be warm, though, Monday with highs in the low 90s. And then as we get you into the end of the forecast on Tuesday, sunny, a little bit cooler as our airflow switches now to a northwestern pattern. Big area of low pressure pushing in as well. High temperatures on Tuesday, back to those seasonal temperatures, low to mid 80s. All right, your 7-day forecast. 53 overnight tonight, 84 tomorrow, 91 on Friday. This is where we'll see the warm up. And then look at your Labor Day weekend. Sunny on Saturday and Sunday, 94 Saturday, 96 on Sunday. Your Labor Day, partly cloudy and 92, maybe some showers late in the day, and then mostly sunny and slightly cooler for Tuesday with a high temperature then of 85 degrees. And that's a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
A good Wednesday to you. The Mariners lost a pitcher's duel at Tampa Bay, or to Tampa Bay last night, 3-2 at T-Mobile Park. Bryce Miller and Jeffrey Springs matched pitch for pitch as the two starters struck out a combined 19 hitters over the first 6 innings. Seattle held an early lead when Victor Robles scored in the bottom of the 6th. The Mariners bullpen, however, could not hold on as the Rays came out on top.
Robles runs out from under his helmet. A throw is wide. It's into left field. And Robles waltzes home. The Mariners score first. It's 1-0, helped out by Robles, his 20th steal of the season.
Look at a false start. A drive to center with Rodriguez heading back. And Siri's done it again. A 2-run homer. And the Rays take a 2-1 lead. That ball found an extra gear in the Seattle air. And Siri is hitting him in the clutch these days. 2-1 Rays in the 7th. That's hit well into left. And Yandy Diaz finds the Mariner bullpen. The Rays take a 3-1 lead. He hit it right over Randy, who hardly moved. Number 11 for Yandy Diaz, and now the Rays have a little insurance.
Out to the gap in left center field, touching down base hit. Rivas on his way home. Robles stops at second. Cal Raleigh brings the Mariners within a run.
I love but we talked about this with Dan Wilson, being a little bit more aggressive.
That strike three called, and Kelly gets him on 3 pitches. And it keeps the Rays in front. Shallow right center field. Jose Siri with a catch.
Goodness. And how did they avoid the collision?
And he takes a bow.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me there.
He gets it done. And the Rays beat the Mariners 3-2.
After today's series finale, Seattle heads for Anaheim to face the Angels on Friday. That'll be at 6:38 and only on Apple TV+. Well, Seattle lost out on a chance to gain more ground on Houston last night after the Astros fell to Philadelphia 5-0. Detroit topped the Angels 6-2 and Oakland edged Cincinnati 5-4. Baltimore edged the Dodgers 3-2 to extend its lead in the top wildcard playoff spot to 4.5 games. Kansas City beat Cleveland 6-1 to move up 2.5 games in front of Minnesota. The Twins fell to Atlanta in 10 innings 8-6 and remain 4 games above Boston after the Red Sox beat Toronto 6-3. There weren't too many surprises when the Seahawks cut their roster down to 53 players yesterday. Heading up the offense again will be Geno Smith, along with Kenneth Walker III, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Additions to the roster include linebacker Trevis Gibson, and who came over in a trade from Jacksonville last minute, as well as 5th-round draft pick Nehemiah Pritchett and 6th-round draft pick Michael Jarrell.
You know, I was a little surprised, but, you know, with life comes, twists and turns. You got to roll with the punches. And, I think my outlook on life is what would life be if it was all candy and nuts, So you look for the positive and the negative. And, not saying this is negative, but it's a change, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a nice, decent playbook, but, it's going to come with time and patience. Got a couple weeks before our first game, which is a blessing. And it's just going to be grind mode, just grind it out, figure out everything I need to know, the meat and potatoes, and go from there.
It was a lot of nervousness going on, just waiting on the news, whether you're going to be here or not. So I would say just nervous a little bit. It's a blessing. A lot of people lost jobs today, so it's just a blessing to be here, being around the guys in the locker room, continue to build a bond with those guys, and continue to gain trust from my coaches. So.
Feel good. Dream come true, So, yeah, feel real good today.
You wanted to be the guy from Findlay that made it in the NFL. Is this a big step for you on that path?
Yeah, it's a big step, but obviously work ain't done. I still got to keep climbing. Can't get never too high, never too low. Got to stay right on a steady plane, and, more work to be done.
The defensive roster includes 9 linebackers, 3 defensive ends, 2 tackles, and a nose guard to go along with 4 safeties and 5 cornerbacks. Seattle's defense is expected to be anchored by Leonard Williams up front and Devin Witherspoon on the back end. Well, as school gets underway for high schools in our area, Brian Bremer is quickly getting the Cashmere Bulldogs ready for the upcoming prep football season. After a jamboree this week, Cashmere settles into its new conference in the SCAC September 6th at Wapato. Of course, Coach Bremer can't help but look ahead and circle the calendar for October 4th when they'll host defending champion Royal.
They do it the right way, man. And they have a lot of guys come back. I believe they have 19 of 22 guys come back on a state championship team that won by 42 points. Quarterback is probably the best player in the state, regardless of classification. Really, really good coaches. They do things the right way. But beyond that, we're pumped. The thing that I felt the most frustrated about last year and how our quarterfinal game ended was because we wanted a chance to play Royal at their house in the semifinals on a state championship berth. And we didn't get it done, we didn't get an opportunity, and now we've changed leagues, and it's a guarantee. No matter what happens 1 through 4, we're gonna get a chance week 5. But again, it doesn't matter if it's Royal, it doesn't matter if it's Wapato, it doesn't matter if it's the New York Jets. We gotta take care of what we can take care of within what we do well.
Of the 9 games on the schedule, NCWLIFE will be out to broadcast, one of which that'll be the battle for the bronze shoe against Chelan on October 24th. We'll have more of our prep football preview over the next couple of weeks here on the NCWLIFE channel. That's a look at sports news. Have a happy Wednesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.